Hey there, my name's Lusty and today I'm going to be showing you how to train thieving at Dwarf traders for over 200k easy thieving experience per hour. Dwarf traders are currently one of the best thieving training methods in the game, only beaten by monkey knife fighters and pyramid plunder at level 91 plus thieving. But the great thing about them is that they require next to no attention to train at, since all you need to be able to do is click in the same square over and over again. Whereas monkey knife fighters and pyramid plunder both require you to be constantly clicking in different locations. I mean, whoever asked for mental challenge when grinding? I prefer my task monotonous and mind-numbing, thanks. To pickpocket a Dwarf traders, you're going to need level 90 thieving and the quest The Giant Dwarf completed. Remember the one you accidentally started when you ran out of food or rock crabs and were looking for a bank to use? Yeah, that one. This means there's also a sub-requirement of 12 crafting, 16 fire making, and 33 magic. Also, I would highly recommend having at least 2400 total level, as this opens up the use of an unofficial Dwarf Traders world, with preload guards. It's possible to do it without this, but it will require slightly more effort. As well as this, things that you can bring to boost your thieving XP per hour are an Ardoin Cloak 3 or 4 for completing the Ardoin hard tasks, many pairs of Gloves of Silence, which require 54 Hunter and can be obtained on the Grand Exchange, Black Ibis outfit pieces, obtained from entering the bowels of the underworld and selling the souls of your first 4 children to Lucifer himself, or as a possible drop from Pyramid Plunder urns. For any Black Ibis pieces you don't have, you should replace them with non-degradable armour, such as Bandos or War Priest. A God Banner, obtained from completing the God Emissary challenges, any tier of 5-finger discount aura from the loyalty shop. In the video I'm using tier 2. Finally, you have 3 choices of familiar types for this method. A thieving boosting familiar, such as an Abyssal Lurker at 62 summoning or a Magpie at 32. These both have scrolls that can temporarily boost your thieving by 4 or 2 respectively, and I would only use this method if you're willing to sacrifice some of your profits for a small XP per hour boost. A healing familiar, such as a Bunyip requiring 68 summoning, or a Void Spinner at 34. I would only recommend using these if you're using the Black Ibis torso and legs, as the health rate that your armour would otherwise give you easily provides enough to survive. A Beast of Burden familiar, such as a Bullant at 40 summoning, or a Spirit Terrorbird at 52. These can be used to store extra Gloves of Silence so that you can stay for longer. Even if you can use higher level familiars such as the War Tortoise or Pack Yak, the previously mentioned familiars both provide enough space to store your gloves and cost drastically less, up to a 60th of the price. And if you're not dropping loot, you're only going to be able to stay there for 1 to 3 pouches, including the one summoned, so 30 extra pairs of gloves may do your ego good, but not your cash pile. Please remember that familiars aren't necessary, they're merely optional boosts if you're willing to put in the extra effort, so don't feel obligated to use one. You can get to Dwarf Traders by taking a minecart from the northwest wall of the Grand Exchange. From there, run northwest until you reach a large building. Enter it and climb up either sets of stairs at the north and south ends of the building. Up these stairs, you'll find a hall. This is where the Dwarf Traders are located. You can also enter from the west side of the city where the bank is. This is exactly the same process, but you have to enter from the west door instead. Once you're all set up, withdraw and equip all your chosen boosts and armour, including spare Gloves of Silence, as these lose charges and eventually break. Also make sure that none of your chosen armour is degradable, as it will degrade when you fail to pickpocket the traders. You're also going to need to have at least 24 free inventory slots, as even though Dwarf Traders give almost all stackable loot, there's a lot of it, and I find that dropping the less valuable loot to free up space is redundant, since you'll just get more than a minute. But feel free to bring more gloves if you're willing to drop loot a lot. If you are going to do this, I'd recommend placing the loot you plan to drop on the action bar, so you don't have to move the mouse when dropping them. If you're using a familiar, summon it and fill it with spare gloves if it's a Beast of Burden. Also make sure to turn off familiar options in the game settings tab, as this will prevent you from... wait, never mind. Head back over to where the Dwarf traders were and hop to world 48 if you're at least 2400 total level. If not, I'm going to show you how to lure the guards out of the way. Feel free to skip this part if you don't care about luring them. What you're going to want to do is hit each guard on the north side of the hall, there should be 4, and shut them in the northwestern room, like I am on screen. And then do the same with the 4 guards on the south side, but into the southeastern room. If you lure a guard into the wrong room, they'll respawn outside after about 5 minutes. If this does happen, just lure them into the right room, depending on which side they spawned on. Since the guards will wander, it may take a couple of tries before you get them into the right rooms. But don't worry, it will happen. The reason you have to do this is because the guards will attack you if you get caught pickpocketing, and you can't pickpocket while under attack. Once you've hopped or lured the guards, find the female trader in yellow overalls on the north side of the room, near the torch. This trader won't move, so you won't have to move your mouse when clicking. All you have to do from there is pickpocket that trader and micromanage your boosts. Before I go, a couple of tips I can give you is to firstly, zoom the camera in as much as you can using the mouse scroll or page up and down keys, as this will increase the click error of the trader on your screen. Secondly, is if you're using a USB mouse, unplug it and use mouse keys to click the trader, as this will prevent you from moving the mouse off the trader accidentally. The number to click the trader is 5 on the number pad. If you don't know how to set up mouse keys, there are plenty of guides on YouTube, but if it's heavily requested, I'll also make one. This method will net you around 200 to 300,000 XP per hour, and around 150 to 200,000 cash per hour as well. As a rare drop, you can also get Triskelion key parts and hard to elite clue scrolls off the traders. Thanks for watching, and before I end the video, I'd just like to give a massive thanks to everyone who left positive feedback on my last video. It's really appreciated and motivates me to make more. If you've got any guide requests or queries/feedback on this video, feel free to leave them in the comments or in a YouTube message, and I'll get back to you when I can. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.